All right.
All right, hold on.
What God is that?
All right, we can see you, so you straight. I'm going on mute. All you got to do is start.
All right, then. That's what's up. What's up there, family? Black Power. We're in the motherfucking house. General Sarah, Susan Seti, Young Pharaoh. Once again, it's on. This is just like a fucking eternal battle for me. You know, cause the Hebrews, it's like is the first group that I started to debate. You know, did I jump on the Hebrews and the Moors? I think I started jumping on them about the same time. And so, I used to see these niggas. I used to see these niggas on YouTube, right? And these niggas all on the street, belligerent, disrespecting Africa, disrespecting Egypt. And I used to always hear motherfuckers talking about if I was there, if I was in New York, if I was on the corner, I'd do. And I say, fuck if. Nigga, I went to New York, nigga. And, I walked straight up on them. Nigga had the camera ready and everything. And I gave them niggas that work, from the very beginning. I already knew the weakness in the Bible, okay? I already knew the weakness in the Bible, okay? The Old Testament, so on and so forth. We're going to get in very deep into that. And, it's not just the Hebrew Israelites. You feel me? It's Judaism as a whole. Because these niggas is nobody. We're not focused. These niggas had nothing to do with any origin of any scripture, as what Pharaoh went over, even the language. Most, scholars know that Hebrew is Yiddish. Knowing that it's a mixture of German, Arabic, and Aramaic, it's just a hybrid language. You know what I'm saying? And so this is what niggas is speaking today. The script is no different than the Greeks. It come from Demotic, Egyptian. That's what it come from. They all bit and took, but if you put them side by side, you can see that they're nothing but manipulations of the African script. Okay, we're going to get into God because we must get into God. We got to get into God first. You know what I'm saying? Because the premise is that the book is God inspired. So in order for you to prove that premise, you got to prove the goddamn God. To prove that is God, we ain't even got to go in the book. Because what I'm going to do as we go over the God deception, then what that going to do is you're going to already have prerequisite questions you ask any religion. Once you understand what a religion is, what a religion isn't, what a God is, what a God isn't, any religion, I don't give a fuck which one it is, because all religions were created by men, okay? They operated by men. The money that come into those facilities, it goes into the hands of men, okay? So, we got to prove this God concept. We got to diffuse this God concept. And when you diffuse the God concept, any religion you go in, like I said, because who is God? God is the man that speak for God, who write for God, because that's the way that it happens. No God ever handed a fucking book through the sky. And so when y'all get out of that mythological, magical book, just like a motherfucker got a magic lamp and a motherfucker rubbed the lamp and he get three fucking wishes. You rub the Bible and you get to go to heaven, and you God gonna give you all these favors by being a good Christian, a good Hebrew. Okay? We got to, so we got to get out of this magical book, magical lamp shit. You know what I'm saying? That there's somehow magic in a book, and that some great God in the sky sent this book down to man for man to have. I'm going to show you all of the Greek mythology in the Old Testament. This diffuses any concept that is God inspired. Why would Almighty God inspire men to write mythologies that's already been written by men? You basically plagiarizing mythologies from men and adding it to your book, the book of God. Okay, why is God plagiarizing mythologies created by men, and many of them immoral men? We're going to show you immoral deities. There are Greek deities in the Bible, the Old Testament, that they worship. I'm going to show you that. Okay, so when you show the Greek mythology in it, that destroys the myth that is God inspired. Can God be any more original than that? Than to be rehashing and remixing mythologies already created by men? That don't make no sense. Okay? So when you take and you see all of these contradictions, when you go through the God deception and you begin to understand what a God is, what a God isn't, you see that it's a man behind the smoke and mirrors, that God is just a hologram, and it's a man behind that hologram speaking for that God. So when you go into the Bible, the Old Testament, automatically, when it says God said, automatically a Baal should say, Dawn, who is the man behind the curtain? What is it? Why is he trying to manipulate me to believe that God would ordain the extermination of children and women? Okay? Why would he, see that God concept is very dangerous, because this God is ordaining extermination of African people in this book. And according to the book, the commandments are still real. To these motherfuckers, they must continue the conquest and the slaughter of these people who the Bible say is African. I don't understand that shit. So we're going to be looking at the anti-African on the Bible. Okay, the stolen Egyptian spirituality and culture that they stole. And we know that the Hebrews are not a real people, but we're going to look at it according to the book. Okay, there's many ways you can. I don't want you to think that this is history at all. Okay, these books are just very recent books, and that's why you cannot find any production of any of these books in the ancient world. This is not like ancient Egypt, where you can actually find original scrolls and original writings. The Greeks have no original writings from any of their so-called superstars. The Bible has no original writings from any of their so-called superstars. And you're going to see that the book is actually created thousands of years after, when the supposed man is supposed to have lived. So now we're going to be trying to prove this God. We're going to try to prove authorship, that Moses is actually The author of the first 5 books of the Bible, anybody believe that, need to check in to a motherfucking psychotic ward immediately. If you are shown the truth of what this book is, and you still believe that a fictional man named Moses wrote this book, you crazy than a motherfucker. Okay? So goes Genesis, so goes the Bible. Okay? So goes Genesis, all 3 religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, is anchored to Genesis. Anchored. Okay? And I'm going to go down this shit in chronological order. Okay? I'm going to start with Moses first. See, I didn't start with Adam and Eve. I started with Moses because he's the author of the book. Okay? He's the author of the book. The goddamn characters don't exist before the author. So you start with Moses first because he supposedly authored the book. And so we got to prove his authorship. If we disprove the authorship of Moses and we disprove a God, therefore destroying the myth that is God inspired, the motherfucking fight is over. It's over at that point, you know. But I'm gonna put some icing on the cake, okay? So we're gonna ride down. We're gonna deal with the anti-African curses all throughout the Bible, cursing everyone on the damn African tree. That's ridiculous. Everyone, and you niggas sit up out there. I don't give a fuck if you're a Hebrew, Christian, and Muslim. Once you understand this, there's something very seriously wrong with your mind to believe in a book which you can openly read. See, you niggas don't understand the players on the board. You got to read, and before you start reading the Bible, you have to understand all of the major players on the board. Okay, you niggas just dive straight the fuck on in. You don't know who the fuck is who. They got all these crazy ass names. You don't know where the fuck the names of the cities and all that shit crazy. So if you don't step out of the shit first and understand who is who first, so when you do read the shit, you can have an understanding of who you dealing with and where they located on the earth, or on the geographical map. If it's Israel, is it Canaan, is it Egypt? And if they give the name of a tribe or whatever, even though we know it's fictional, you need to know where the fuck they trying to say these people are located. Okay? You can't you just like little children. I know I keep my chess set on the dining room table, and sometimes the kids come over and they just get to moving the damn chess pieces any which way they want to. They don't know which way they should be moved. Okay? And so that's the same way most black people are with the Bible. They don't understand the players on the board, so they don't know how to move through this book and see what it really is and what it's really trying to tell you. Okay? So here we go, family. I'm about to go to the slides. May the force be with you. May the force be with you. You know me, I got so much shit that I'm just gonna be shoot. I'm gonna just be shoot. Oh, let me take that off of there. Let me take that off here. Y'all ready, y'all? Let's get busy. We talking about y'all Holy Bible today, y'all. We talking about the Holy Bible, the old so goddamn old, you need to throw that motherfucker away by. Okay? That's how old it is. Old and a fictional lying ass book on top of it. I ain't never seen a book supposed to be holy and the motherfucker murdering people all through the goddamn book. Some of the most degenerate prophets, Lot laying with his own daughters, having children, and they still call Lot a patriarch. They honor these motherfuckers. Moses was a murderer. Abraham's sons murdered. Okay. Judah had children by his own sons' wives. What kind of shit is this? And you call this piece of shit holy? And this is some of the most degenerate actions any human being on the fucking earth can practice. Come on now. What is the oldest Bible in the world? Dating back to the 4th century AD, okay, is to go on display at the British Museum. The Codex Sinaiticus. The Codex Sinaiticus. 4th century AD. But this one is in Greek. This not the one. Wait a minute. Where the one? That's the one in Greek. That's the one in Greek. Where the one in Hebrew? It might be over on the other one. It might be over on the other one. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. Okay? Nobody was born with a book strapped to their ass. Okay? Nobody was born with a religion. That religion was given to you by a man or a woman, whether it was your mama or your daddy or some nigga walking down the street that put a watchtower in your hand. But just like that man put a watchtower in your hand, somebody put a Quran, but it was a man. It was not no God. Okay? So all religions was introduced to us by a man or a woman. Okay? When you're looking at the printing press and the Bible, the actual printing and production of the Bible, this is done by man. Ain't no goddamn assembly line coming up out of the sky with goddamn Bibles rolling off the assembly line. Okay, so what am I saying? You were not born with a religion. Everything that the Creator gave you, the Creator gave you that at birth. Okay? You were not born to come into this world to be a slave to nobody's religion. You didn't come into the world to find a God. You just came from damn God. You just came from God. You just came from the black woman's womb. See, you don't understand what God is. Okay, you niggas is worshiping shit that don't exist. But the real God that's here, our mamas and our woman, nigga, you have no respect for. So you know we fucked up. When niggas is tricked by other men into believing in a fictional goddamn poof, a goddamn cloud in the goddamn sky. Okay? We got to wake up today. So what I'm teaching right here is when I go into Christianity, when I go into Hinduism, you should already be asking questions from this right here lecture. Okay, these are prerequisites. That's why I have to give you the God deception first, because they say that the goddamn book is God inspired. Well, prove the fucking God. Because if you cannot prove the God, you cannot prove that is God inspired. That's the premise of the goddamn book. Okay? I ain't never seen no God talk to the goddamn world at one time. Okay? Let me back up so y'all can see this. Let me talk to y'all for a minute. Okay? So when I start to use this word, you automatically already know what it is. Anthropomorphic. Okay? And so what I want you to do is go to the number 2 definition. Ascribing human characteristics to non-human things. Ascribing human characteristics to non-human things. Okay? So what is God? Okay? Let me go to something. Let me go to something. Let me go to something. Let me play around with something. See? So again, when you look out into the sky, we know, we don't believe. We don't believe. We know something is greater than us, but we do not know what it is. But we're striving to know. That's evolution of the mind and of the spirit. We're striving to know, but it's an infinite thing. Okay? And so the quest for African people is an infinite quest. It will go on forever. It will go on for goddamn ever because the universe is eternal. But now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me come out of where that shit. It should have been. Here you go, right here. Here you go. Let me put this shit. We working out. Fuck this. We working out. Now, when you see, you go from here to knowing and seeing with your own eyes that there's something. Now you're trying to define it. See, this is man defining this shit, saying, that this is some superhuman God, a man God, because he's always depicted as a man. So now we're going back to what? Anthropomorphic. Let's go back to anthropomorphic. Where is that? I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm straightening this motherfucker up on air. On air. You see what I'm saying? To get you what you need so you can get your motherfucking understanding. Ascribing human characteristics to non-human things. So you see here that the face of the creator is creation. It is no man or no particular object. It's everything in creation. Some symbols are more divine than others, such as the sun, but all of creation is the face of the creator. But when you get here, is a man ascribing human characteristics to non-human things. So God is the creator dressed up in human characteristics. God walks through the garden. See, that's man's mind. Man created God. God didn't create man. Unless you saying that God is the black woman, then I understand what you talking about. But ain't no man in no fucking sky created no human beings. The only human being I ever seen get a trip to the planet Earth come through the womb of a black woman. Or everything else you believe. The one thing I know is I came through the womb of my mama. I don't give a fuck about no Yahweh, no Jesus, no Allah, no nothing. If I'm going, my mama breast is what sustain me. Okay, so ain't no Allah the sustainer, ain't no Jesus the sustainer, ain't no Jesus the savior. Your mama is your savior. Because if she do not put that breast in your mouth and feed your ass, nigga, you gon' die. So she is your savior. She is your sustainer. Okay, so that is your God. When you got here, you did not cry for no Muhammad. You did not cry for no Allah, no Jesus, no fucking Moses, no no Yeshua, no motherfucking Adam and Eve or nothing. You cried for your mama, your deity. That's by nature. See, that's what came with you. Now, religion is man's control and restriction of the spirit so that he wants you to be a slave. And if he knows you are connected to the universe, if you're connected to your creator, if you're connected to creation, he can never make you no goddamn slave. That's it. That's it. In order for you to become part of a religion, you have to disconnect yourself from creation. Bottom motherfucking line. And let the man behind the curtain use God as like a ventriloquist dummy, which we will show, and talk through this fictional God, and you zombie ass niggas will sit up here and follow every fucking thing that a fucking Muppet, a goddamn smoke in a mirror created thing, a thing. God is a thing, nigga. It's a concept that man created to help him understand the unknown. The universe is damn near unknowable. It's damn near unknowable. But you strive to know anyway. That's your education in life. Okay? And so they were restricting you from achieving to your greatest ability. Because it restricts you. It's restriction. Religion is restriction. Now, African people created religion also. But it is a rule, it's rules and ceremonies, rituals created by men. And if you want to ascribe to your own African religion, that's all right, because that's custom created for your spirit. But once you understand that all religion is created by man, the question becomes, nigga, where is your religion? Why would you follow another fucking man and worship his image? See, we got to deal with this before we even get in the motherfucking book. This is the psychology, because you must have some prerequisite questions for any fucking religion when you get in it. You got to have questions, because once you understand that God is a fucking Muppet, let's get into this. Let's get into this. Y'all asked for this. Y'all asked for this. Y'all asked for this. Y'all asked for this. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. Okay? Look at this. Look at this. The man behind the curtain. Look at you silly niggas. Look at the cracker at the top. Ruthless. Ruthless ass Jim Jones. See, look at all the niggas that went down to Guyana. Damn near all the people he killed, damn near 97% of them was black. And look how many babies went down there, following they confused mammies and pappies that didn't know no goddamn better not to follow no goddamn Peckerwood, because they insane and it's in their motherfucking gene, and I don't give a goddamn which one it is, it's in your ass. Okay, so how the fuck you let your guard down on your mortal enemy and let this man control your spirit, your God, your deity concept, and everything, to the point you would even go down there and sacrifice your babies? Look at this sick ass cracker at the bottom. They continuously, but these are the men that create the religions. This is the crazy shit. These are the men that create the goddamn religions. Look at this. The man who speaks for God is God. I ain't never heard God say shit. I ain't never heard God say shit. I used to speak to God. I used to be, because I used to be in the Bible as a young man. I was studying it from a very young man. I knew all the prophets and shit, and I thought I was a young prophet ordained at a young age. And I used to talk to God. I say, God, what is it that you want me to do? And then I hear something out the back of my head say, my holy son, I want you to lead your people to freedom. I want you to be a great prophet, greater than all the other prophets. I'm hearing this shit in the back of my head. And over time, I stopped doing it, because I knew that every time God was speaking, I was the motherfucker speaking for God. I don't need no nigga to trick me or tell me any motherfucking, because I was doing it to myself. I made the shit up. I made talking. I was so righteous. I'm having a and if God wasn't going to talk to me, I was going to fake like I was goddamn talking to God. And that's what I did. But that's trial and fucking error. Can't nobody lie to me. Nigga, you know, if you having a conversation with God, when it's time for God to answer, bitch, you the one answering for God. You. So don't play with me. That's that's self-experimentation right there. That ain't no God talking to a nigga, not even in his fucking head. That's you in your head talking for God. The same way you talking for God in your head is the same way another man is talking for God in the motherfucking book. God is a ventriloquist dummy with another motherfucking hand in his back, throwing his psychology, his psychosis, his military agenda, everything through the goddamn dummy. You looking at the dummy talking about God. God. No, the man with his hand in the goddamn dummy back is God. Fool. So when I ask you who is God, then you should say God is the man who speaks for God. That's who the fuck. Let me take a drink of water. I'm glad y'all in the motherfucking house. We ain't even got in that bitch yet. I'm beating the shit out of Yahweh. I'm whooping on Yahweh. Tell Yahweh to come. You so bad, Yahweh, come on my motherfucking live stream right now, nigga, and dispute me. I dispute God, nigga. You gonna fight everybody else? Bitch, I dispute you. Come on in, nigga. Come on, Yahweh. Get your ass on down here and debate General Sarah Seti on this motherfucking live stream. If you're real, I bet you Yahweh don't show up. I bet you he don't show up. See, that's a win for me right there. That's a win for me, right? Look at here in the 16th chapter. Motherfucking God up there. He got this little funny ass, even though this is Yahweh. See, we showing you the Greek mythology and all of that shit. Whether it be the old, they're going to say, well, this is Christianity, all that shit to shine. All of them come up out of the Greek foundations. So when you see that man up there as God, you got to see that the man that speaks for that God in the 16th chapel, that speaks for that God in the Bible. See, we got to not, as you see the man with his hand in the puppet's back, we got to see and get behind them goddamn curtains so we can see who the fuck is the man behind this curtain speaking for this God on the right-hand side. Who speaks for God? This should be a prerequisite question before you even go in the book. Because once you realize that God is a fictional concept created by man with all the flaws of man, and really God ain't nothing but a man, a superhuman man. He has all of the infinite power to do anything he wants, but any time they talk about him, he's depicted with the body of a man, the hand of God, the arm of God. Elijah say he looked up into heaven and he seen the image of a man sitting on the throne. That's what he said. Okay? So what is God but a superhuman, all-powerful man God? A man God depicted as a man. Y'all should understand that. Go back to anthropomorphic, giving human characteristic to non-human-like things. Okay? Just like when you say the man in the moon, that's anthropomorphic. You're giving human characteristics to the moon. Ain't no man in the moon, just like it ain't no goddamn man sitting on no goddamn throne in the sky. Okay? God got a throne. God got a mansion. God got a look at this shit. Wait a minute. I'm gonna show you. Look at this. Look at this. They depict God with everything that men have. He's always depicted as some superhuman God man. God got gates. God got gates. Huh? Where you get that shit at? Lowe's? Huh? Where you get that shit at? Lowe's? He got him some gates and shit, them some cold-blooded gates. Where you get them motherfuckers designed at? You know what I'm saying? Damn, they designing gates in heaven? Look at this shit. Got stairs. God got stairs to heaven. Okay? You depict heaven like earth. You depict heaven like earth. That's all it is. When you look at heaven, it ain't nothing but the perfect earthly city. It's no goddamn, so man see heaven like a perfect earth. It's like they say, a new heaven and a new earth. So, nigga, you can't even see past yourself. You can't even see. And so when you go into the Bible and hear all these contradictions, you know that's not the creator. It may be God, the fictional, flawless, man-made God, but that's not the creator. And then the contradictions will become so more understandable because you know simple, like minded ass men are writing these fucking books. All right. See? So we showing you. Let's get in here. We're going to work, baby. I don't play no motherfucking game. We're going to get on Yahweh first. The evil things God would say if we would just let him. If you see this sick motherfucker to the right that's speaking for God, the Jim Jones motherfucker type of writing for God, are you crazy? Nigga, you better get behind the curtain and find out what's the psychosis. Where is this cracker trying to lead you? And once you understand that you created, you're directly connected to the creator from your birth, nigga, that's just almost like knowing after you look at McDonald's and they show you them goddamn commercials and they making motherfucking hamburgers out of garbage. And you go and eat at that motherfucker. And then once you find out 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of these religions were created by a sick motherfucker like this on the right-hand side, that nigga, you wouldn't even fuck with religion no goddamn more. The way you don't fuck with McDonald's hamburgers. Because it's you know what they putting in it. Okay? It's no motherfucking different. All religions were created by man. So the God is not the motherfucker you want to get at. You want to get at the man behind the curtain that's speaking for this God. Look at this. Look on the right hand. You see, G? That's a ghost. Nigga, that's Scooby-Doo. That's some goddamn fictional cartoon, nigga. The man speaking for that God is in the confessional. You will never talk to the motherfucking God. God always got a middleman, nigga. You don't have direct connection to the creator. It's been severed, nigga. Wake up. Wake up today. Wake up today. Y'all got me on one today, boy. Woo! You'll never talk to no goddamn God, nigga. So the first thing we doing, we busting this shit down, is the God concept. Because if you cannot prove, and I say it again, if you cannot prove a God, then you cannot prove that it was God inspired. You cannot prove that God created Adam and Eve. You cannot prove that God flooded the world and told Noah to create a fucking boat. You cannot prove that there was a Abraham or none of that. You cannot prove none of that. You must first prove the God. If you cannot prove the God, what's the word I'm using? The premise. That's the word I'm losing. The premise of the book is therefore destroyed because you say it's God inspired. And then we're going to get on the authorship next from Moses. Okay? We're going to get on the authorship and we still got to deal with the oldest Hebrew text. So you can look at a time, frame. So you in your mind can see for your motherfucking self that this is some bullshit. And you niggas got goddamn ancient comic books. Y'all niggas got fictional ancient comic books, no different than goddamn Spider-Man and Iron Man and all the rest of this shit. Okay? They've been doing this shit since they created the printing press. Okay? And so they are good at this shit, creating spooks and fictional individuals to give themselves credit, to give them and to give them possession of lands that they don't have no divine, no genetic, no indigenous rights to. Okay? So let's move on. When you're looking at, again, when we talking about the dummy, the Muppet, we talking about the ventriloquist dummy. Even when you go to the Wizard of Oz, you looking at the wizard and everybody looking at the wizard talking about, almighty wizard, almighty, tell us, help us, give us. And you can't see it's a little short Jew in the back speaking through a motherfucking microphone. Just like the goddamn cracker is in the confessional speaking for Jesus, Yahweh. I'm getting on all of them today. Because I'm softening the Christians and the Muslims up because they asses is tied to Genesis. So goes Genesis, so goes the Bible. So goes Genesis, so goes Jesus. Because Adam and Eve is in Genesis, and if you ain't got Genesis, you ain't got Adam and Eve. If you ain't got Adam and Eve, you ain't got original sin. And if you ain't got original sin, there's no reason for Jesus to be born, to be die, crucified, resurrect for nobody's sin, because there was no Adam and Eve. There was no original sin, because there was no book of Genesis. We got to get deep today. Okay, we got to get deep. Because ain't no God, even in the Bible. Even in the Bible, it does not say that God gave Moses Genesis on the top of Mount Sinai. Read the book. Read the book. Read the book. The law is not Genesis. They added that shit on. Exodus is the first book of the Bible. And I'm going to prove that. Okay? So I'm destroying. Once we got Genesis out the way, once we got God out the way, once we got Moses out the way, once we getting on these lying-ass white publishers, changing, they got so many goddamn versions of the Bible, I get dizzy trying to keep up with these goddamn books. And you niggas talking about God word, and they got over goddamn 10,000, 20,000 different goddamn versions of the Bible today. All of them God goddamn word. I mean, it was only one goddamn word. Y'all that goddamn confused about what it means to where y'all got to make 20,000 motherfucking versions. I don't know what to say to my family out there. Y'all niggas got to get up out of that magic book shit, that magic carpet shit, that magic lamp shit. There is no magic book. You must take the magic off the book. You must check this God concept, know what a God is, know that there is no God given our religions. You were born already blessed, connected to the Creator through your pineal gland and through your umbilical cord to your black mama, nigga. You connected to the Creator. You didn't come here to find no God, nigga. You just left God. How the fuck you gonna be looking for God and you just left God? Nigga, you wouldn't even got here if it weren't for God. And then you get here and you get confused, nigga, and you looking for a God. You came here blessed with everything you ever needed to survive and thrive on this planet. You came with that. You did not come 75%. You didn't come 85%. You didn't come 55. You came 100% connected to creation, to the Creator. Ask yourself, are you connected today? And if you are not, that's a serious problem in you ever fulfilling your divine responsibility, your divine destiny that was meant for you. You will die in another man's box in another man's cell, never, ever knowing who you truly are. You are confused. Everybody is in a maze. Once you go through that door of that book, you are in a maze. And most people will never, ever find their way out of that maze. That's how they know that shit is the elixir of people on the planet to want to know how this world came to be, who did it, if anybody. The creator is creation. We don't know of no human man or woman sitting in the sky that we can ask these questions. We just do not know that. So man created God to help himself explain creation to himself. No, God gave it to him. He's trying to know. He's asking questions, and he's answering the questions to his satisfaction, and that becomes religion. But that's man creating the book. That's man creating the God. That's man creating everybody in the book is a character never ever existed at no time on the planet. Okay? Look here. Look at the black woman, our beautiful goddess, when the enemy has become the deity. Okay? This is very serious psychosis, because once a man got your spirit, he got you. I can't just go in here, fuck Moses. I'm talking, I want to know if my people healthy. Are you connected? Do you know who you are? That's what the fuck we need to know. Get out of the book. You are part of the fucking cosmos. You are melanin. You are cosmic melanin, nigga. You are the sun. You are a part of the sun. Why would the sun be so, important in your melanin production and your healthiness and your ability to think unlimitless? It's because of your connection to the sun that shows that you are divinely connected to the creator. You thinking of some goddamn man and you're not looking at creation. That's proof positive that you're connected. Now it's time to enhance it and build it and get back to self. That's the only way you could do that. You cannot do that because they're going to teach you that you talking paganism. I say pagan nigga. Damn, that's a new goddamn word, pagan nigga. That's a pagan ass nigga. They gonna say you pagan. Talking about your pineal gland, nigga. You on some sorcery, nigga. Okay, so they're gonna deny you the connection. And that's why look, let me go to it. I didn't come to play no game. And we ain't even got in the Bible yet. Wait a minute, where it go? Wait a minute, y'all. Here it go. Right here. I don't play no game. So when you look into the left, you see that our ancient ancestors knew they were connected, even when they created the Sir Dabs, which is a statue of a representation of the king's spirit connected to the sun, astro projecting his spirit into the sun. And anytime a peckerwood want to so-called bless you, one of the first places that they put their fucking hand is over your pineal gland, because they understand that in that religion, they must keep you disconnected, detain you from understanding your true essence. And for them, it's a military reminder to keep your ass asleep, because soon as you reconnect to your divinity, your black divinity on this planet, once you could, I don't give a fuck, you must reconnect to your black divinity first, because that is your operating system. If the cracker got your spirit, he got everything else. So you must reconnect. Okay? You must, and I'm showing you this. This is the prerequisite of any religion that I teach. I got to show you that you're divine first and foremost, and that God and religion are artificial creation. Artificial creations, man-made creations. You should never, ever let a man or another person kidnap your spirit. Nigga, what is wrong with you? That's all you got. Nigga, you have given up everything. You give up your core when you do that. So the first thing you gonna have to do is sever your connection from all religions, except those created by your African people, okay? Which are custom made for African spirituality. That's the only time. But still check their ass, because sometimes they get out of line. That I know that I'm connected to the creator, first through my pineal gland, and second, or first through my mama's and me and my mama umbilical cord, and second through the pineal gland. I'm connected to the goddamn creator. I don't need no goddamn Bible or no religion or no God. I know who God is. So when you go in this Bible, we moving through this. I'm not done, because this is the God deception. I have to give you this. This is a when we get ready to do classes, and this is a prerequisite to any of my religious classes or lectures or tours, because you cannot just jump into the religion without first going through the God deception. Once you go through the God deception, understanding what a God is, what a God isn't, what a religion is, what a religion isn't, that you are divine from birth, that your mama is your black African mama is God, that heaven is the womb, and you're connected to the creator by being connected to your mama through your umbilical cord, and connected to the sun through your pineal gland. African, you are divine from birth. Throw away original sin. It's the worst shit that ever happened to our people. Black woman, never ever speak that what is from your womb is of sin. The black woman's womb is holy. Her children are divine. We must throw that garbage away. I don't give a fuck. We must war with it, because once you see that if you are not, you're a zombie. Your spirit won't even get to the other side. We got to get our people back. We got spirits that's aimlessly, just all over the earth, aimless. Never had peace. Never had peace. Never was put in peace. Died in pain. Died in misery. You see what I'm saying? We got to send our people to freedom. We got to memorialize them and lead them to the afterlife, the divine afterlife for African people. We cannot leave our people's spirit out there. They was detached. They was detached. And that's the pain that we got to go through, knowing that we died with this man's poison on our mind, and we never could see who we truly were, the divine children of the creator, the most high, the universe, the sun, the black melanin of the universe. That's us. That's us, nigga. We don't need no motherfucking God. We are God. What the fuck is we doing? We got to reconnect. Keep fucking with me and Pharaoh, because these are the lectures that's going not when you very well may be connecting now, but you need to enhance. You need to develop your connection and learn of more connections, and nigga become a living deity on this planet while you breathe. Let me keep it moving. Y'all didn't call me on the good one today, baby. Y'all didn't call me on the good. Y'all didn't call me on the good. Can I come up out of this one? I'm gonna come on up out of this. Let me go on off into this lying ass Bible, the Holy Bible, not HOL W-H-O-L-E-Y. Holy Bible. Holes all in that motherfucker. Holes all in the motherfucker. What the other one at? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Right here. Here we go. Here we go. We're about to work out, y'all. We're about to work out. Got so much shit, I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna start here. Okay. Now, right here is Acts 7. Okay? Acts 7, verse 23, verse 30, and verse 36. What am I about to show you here? I'm showing you the life of Moses. Okay? And why am I showing you the life of Moses? Because I'm trying to prove to you today that Genesis is not the first book of the Bible, that Exodus is the first book of the Bible. People say, Seti, you full of shit. Prove that, nigga. Prove that. Okay, then, let me go to work. Acts 7, verse 23. Okay? And when he was full 40 years old, it came into his heart to visit his brethren, the children of Israel. And when 40 years were expired, they appeared to him in the wilderness of Mount Sinai, an angel of the Lord in a flame of fire in a bush. Now, in verse 30, he's 80 years old. Okay? The first 40 years of his life, he's born in Egypt, raised in Egypt, educated in Egypt, okay? And then when he was 40 years old, somehow, it don't say how, that it came into his heart to visit his brethren, the children of Israel. Well, goddamn, if it ain't came in your motherfucking heart for 40 motherfucking years, I wonder why it came in on 40. You know that got to be allegory. Because, nigga, if you ain't knew you was connected to this motherfucker for 40 years, how the fuck did you know unless your mama came and said it don't say? So somehow, out of nowhere, it came into his heart. And he kills Pharaoh's soldier, who he sees, whooping one of his Hebrew brothers. He kills Pharaoh's soldier, and the Hebrew don't even appreciate the fact. Because, nigga, he say, motherfucker, what you gonna do? You gonna kill me like you killed the king's soldier? And so Moses knew that, that it was known who killed the Pharaoh soldier, so he fled. So he was 40 years old when he fled Egypt. Then he spent 40 years in the wilderness of Sinai as a shepherd, and at 80 years old, the Lord talks to him in a bush. And from that period of the bush to Exodus, till he gets out of Egypt, and then 36, he brought them out. After that, he has shown wonders and signs in the land of Egypt and in the Red Sea and in the wilderness for 40 years. Okay, so the last 40 years of Moses' life, he lives to be 120 years. The last 40 years of Moses' life, they were in the wilderness. Okay, they were in the wilderness, and that's where Moses receives the 10 Commandments in the wilderness. So he received the 10 Commandments in the last 40-year period of his life. The first 80 years, okay, there is no books. He didn't receive no 10 Commandments or nothing from God into the last 40 years of his life. And when you read Deuteronomy, Leviticus, and all the rest of them, and Numbers, there is nowhere in any of those books that it says God gave Moses Genesis. That's clear. Anybody find that? You bring it to me. Genesis is not a part of the law. It starts with Exodus, okay? Because when Moses, if he's the author of the goddamn book, and Exodus opens up, and Moses is a baby on the Nile, he don't receive the books until he's damn near 100 and some years old. So that's very key. That's very key, because we're going to look at everything that came before when Moses got them goddamn books. And it will be clear that Exodus is the first book of the Bible, since the book opens up with Moses as a baby. He ain't got no goddamn books. How the fuck you gonna put Genesis first and Exodus opens up with Moses as a baby? You can't put the goddamn books before the goddamn man's birth. You goddamn dumbass nigga. He the one wrote the damn book. If you look at Genesis, it says what? The first book of Moses. Let me keep it moving. Okay? So when you look here, and it says when Moses was full 40 years old, it came into his heart to visit his brethren, the children of Israel. Okay? So this is what I'm saying. When Exodus opens up, Moses is a baby. You see them goddamn temples in the back? Ain't no goddamn, ain't even no Hebrews to be building no goddamn pyramids. You bitches don't even exist nowhere in the literary world, even though we know that the book today is no older than the AD period. But we're dealing with what the Bible is saying occurred. Okay? So the first 40 years of Moses' life, he was an Egyptian. He was in there on them goddamn walls. So it also says that Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians. We're going to show you what he learned. Right here it says, and when full 40 years were expired, there appeared to him in the wilderness of Mount Sinai an angel of the Lord. So when God talks to Moses the first time, he's 80 years old. God ain't even talked to Moses until he was 80 fucking years old. So up to this point, there is no books. He don't get the books into the next 40-year period of his life. So you cannot put Genesis before Exodus, because chronologically, at this point in time, there are no books. He don't get the books yet. Okay? Here's when he gets the book. He brought them out after that had shows wonders and signs in the land of Egypt and in the Red Sea and in the wilderness for 40 years. And this is where he received the books. Check this out. Let me go straight here. Let me go to work. Let me go to work. Let me go straight to work. I like going to work, baby. I like going to work on shit I know I could dissect like a motherfucker. Okay? This is the temple of Abydos in Egypt. This temple was built by my spiritual ancestral God, deity, king, father, Seti the first, Min-Ma'at-Ra, Seti the first, and you see right in front of him his son, Ramesses. And he's a young man, a teenager. And this is a king list of 76 kings. 76 kings. Starting with the first king of Egypt, Narmer, going all the way down to the 76th king, Seti himself. The white man timeline. is 2,000 years. Okay? No other people have an original document with these many monarchs, consecutive rule with no break, 2,000 years straight. Okay? You see Seti with his hand in front of his face, like, behold, my son, study your father, study your great forefathers that came before you so that you can be a great king just like them. Okay? So now, Ramesses is the same boy who they say was brother to Moses. Huh? Talk to me. See, Narmer at 3200 BC, Seti at 1200 BC, 2,000 years. Ramesses ain't even on the fucking list. Do you understand me? So even when you niggas say Ramesses ain't even on the list. He ain't even on the list yet. Okay? So if Moses was in this household, he would have had to have a comparable understanding of these kings. He would have had to have a comparable understanding. You see, in the fictive, he had to. You was there for 40 years. It says Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians. I'm just asking these Hebrews and these bagel-eating peckerwood Jews, what did he learn? What did he learn? If he was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, what did he learn? See? And so when we talking about, let me go to something. Let me jump around. Let me jump around. Let me jump around. I ain't gonna play no game. Let me jump around. See, stealing from Egypt. But see, look at this. They thinking they slick. They done took the stela from ancient Egypt to make their 10 commandments, to make their stones. They know damn well that that's a Egyptian artifact. And then they gonna put Roman numerals on this shit. And Rome didn't even exist even at the time of the fictional Hebrew. Goddamn numbers didn't even exist at the time of Moses. The Romans didn't come around to around 0 AD, and Moses supposed to live around 1200 BC. So how the fuck could you have Roman numerals on? See, these are the lies that they continue to tell. These are the lies that they continue to tell. Look at this. So you seeing where they got it from. You see on the left, you see the cartouches with the holy medu, what they call the medu netta, the sacred glyphs, the sacred pictorial ideographs of ancient Africa that have hidden meanings only known by the priests who constructed them. Okay? And so because they did not have the permission to come into the real craft, they made a fictional craft. That's what they did. This is some house, this some dress up, Mr. Dress Up and play a nigga shit. Okay, look at this. Look at this. All of this is stolen Egyptian spirituality, technology. See, you never see the original from the Hebrew. All you're gonna see is some goddamn animation sanitation. Animation sanitation. Some old fictional garbage fucking up the minds of people who have disconnected themselves from the Creator. I want to continue to remind you that religion is restraint, that you, regardless to whether you, even if you belong to an African religion, you came here already born connected, already divinely created by your African mother, already divinely connected to God, your African mother, already divinely connected to the sun through your pineal gland. You are divine. You did not come here to find a God or a religion. If you are in a religion right now and it is not from African people, and even if it is, it should be under review. If you are in a religion today, you are under restraint. Your spirit is in prison. It is being detained. It is being restrained. You need to get with me right after this goddamn broadcast and get with me. get with Pharaoh so we can get on that. Because you need to be worked on. We need to get detox you. And then we got to build you up with the nutrients of African culture, progressive African culture. Let's move on. And you see here, we give the motherfuckers the 10. We give them the idea of what the fuck a stellar, what his divinity is. And then he takes it and destroys the worship of the African woman. When you see the golden calf, you are looking at Het-Heru, what they call Het-Heru. I am using these terminologies so that you can have understanding. So I don't want nobody to say Seti is speaking the metal netter. I'm trying to get understanding. I have no time to get into that right now. When I say Het-Heru, you know that's the golden calf. Okay, you know that's the golden calf, which is the Holy Mother. When you see Set with the horns and the sun disk on her head, suckling Heru. Now listen, we talked about anthropomorphic. Now we're talking about zoomorphic. Okay, when you use animals as a means, animal characteristics to identify non-animal things, such as humans. So you're using the cow as a means to symbolize the mother, the black woman, okay? So it's not just a calf, it's a symbolism of the black woman. And you see how hateful them old ignorant ass niggas is. I'm so shameful for their mamas who, birthed these niggas, and she blessed these niggas by bringing them into this world, and they have no more respect for the black woman than that. Nigga, y'all niggas are psychologically deranged. And I don't have no respect and never will respect any religion that don't have the highest veneration for my mama and for my woman and my sister and my daughter. If you don't have no respect for my bitch, you got to get the fuck on. I'm not a part of nothing that's going to degrade and destroy the black woman as an institution. And here you see Het-Heru, the black goddess. That's an institution. Mother, the greatest institution of the world is motherhood. Okay? And here this ignorant ass cave beast is here. So that show you. So this is what we're talking about. The prerequisite question. Hold on. See? The prerequisite questions. You see what I'm saying? That need to be asked before you go into any of this shit. Who is the man behind the curtain speaking for God? Because you got to look at the psychosis of the man behind the curtain. Because he's trying to pass off a lot of illegitimate concepts to the world that he couldn't pull off without the concept of God. Like owning land in Africa. God ordains him to own land in Africa. You must be looking at, he wants that land for a reason. And I'm going to show y'all why. And so he creates mythologies that gives him legitimacy to the land. Is power. It's not just no plaything. It's power here at work. Let me come out of here. So, again, let me come down here. Let me come down here. Let me play. Let me go to work. I could keep going on and on and on. Keep going on and on and on. We are looking at a timeline. Okay, this is created by crackers. So if you get mad at the cracker. God damn it, I'm using his shit against him. Okay, this is a timeline. And on the timeline, it showed the Great Pyramids of Egypt built 2550 BC, which we know is not true. They had to put it there, but even doing that, you look, Japheth born 2444 BC. Ham born 2440 BC. 2440 BC. Shem born 2441 BC. Now, Cush born, look at this. Cush born 2342 BC. But the pyramid, Ham is Egypt's father in the Bible. So the pyramids is already standing damn near 100 years before Ham is born. So how the fuck is Egypt gonna be Ham's father? How is that possible? Oh, you see what I'm saying? And another thing that's clear. Let me come in. Let me come in. Let me come in. Let me come in so I can show my face. Let me come in. Let me come in. Let me come in. Because I want to work out. We didn't work it. We working on the God thing. Okay? We didn't work that out. You work with that. When you build up on that, it'll become more obvious. When you know, it'll become what it is, what it isn't. You work out with it, and shit gonna open up. And once it opened up and it registered to you that God is just an anthropomorphic form of the creator, giving human characteristics to unhuman things, such as like, again, the sky. You put God in the sky. That's anthropomorphizing creation. Ain't no damn man in the sky, just like ain't no goddamn man in the moon. Just like it ain't no goddamn, the moon made of cheese and shit. You know, y'all niggas create all type of crazy ass mythology, and y'all niggas forget that that's exactly what it is. And when they created it, they knew it was mythology. Y'all niggas hold everything to be actually what God said. Or some, you know, the fictional God, you think is actually what he said. You got to get that goddamn God shit out of your mind. There is no God. There is creation. Okay? There is the creator. And the closest thing that you ever gonna know of a creator is your mama. Because if you was not born into the world, you wouldn't be here to talk about none of this shit. How about that? Okay? This is what I wanted to deal with, the flood. Because I'm knocking down Moses, and I'm knocking down Noah, and I'm knocking down Adam and Eve. I wanted to show y'all also the publishing. I did not show y'all that. But I'm going to get back to the founders of these denominations. When we understand that man create religion, he creates God, then, you know, we got to look at these people and see who exactly is founding these goddamn denominations, so you can see exactly who your forefather is. If you was a Baptist, what was that motherfucking name that started the Baptist? But I got it, and I'm gonna show it. And it's some motherfucker cracker from Holland. And so you niggas over here cooking chicken dinners for Sunday, every goddamn Sunday, and you following some goddamn white man from some goddamn Holland, and ain't now one of you motherfuckers got no genetic connection to no motherfucking Holland. How do y'all give y'all spirituality over to everybody? And once you understand again what that all religion is created by man, the fucking silly odyssey is, why the fuck are you in another man's religion following his belief system when you should be creating your own, customized for your own spirit? My God is a God that loves me. Let me tell y'all something. This is what I feel. I didn't get on the curses yet, and I'm gonna get on, because I see that God is anti-African in the Bible. My God is a God that loves me. My God is a God that want to see me on the throne. If my God don't want to see me on the throne, he ain't my goddamn God. And anytime, you know, this book can validate all of the damn genocide on African people, which I am going to show just next. I'm going to show that next. You know, the genocide on African people, then, you know, fuck God. Flat out. Fuck God. Me and God is at war. Because I'm not accepting no motherfucker, and niggas take that shit in and not never knowing what a religion, not never knowing that they could easily diffuse that shit and understand and reconnect to the true living creator and build and go into the heights. There is no heights of possibilities that you can achieve once you connect. But the restraint, they're going to keep you because they want slaves. They don't want deities. They don't want upstanding black men and black women and great kings and queens and great prophets and poets and great Africans leading their people. They don't want that. You and restrain you with a religion. The flood, we're going to knock that out. Because people do not understand two key things. The usurpation of Ethiopia for the Caucasus Mountains. Now, when the Bible opens up, the garden of the Lord or the Garden of Eden is in Ethiopia. And then we will prove that Adam and Eve are white people, okay? And that, after the flood, the home of man became the Mount Ararat, which is in the lower Caucasus Mountains. Y'all don't see that. The flood was a way of washing away all of the ancient history of our people. We must wake up. They wanted and so, God washed away. So we start right here with us. You see what I'm saying? We start right here with us. All of this is gone. Okay? So the flood was a wicked way of washing away all of African history that preceded these wicked ass people coming on the scene. I will prove that Adam and Eve are white, and that if any of those motherfuckers in that Bible, which all of them go back to Adam and Eve, it would make every one of them motherfuckers in the Bible white. Bottom line. Okay? So again, the flood happens around, listen, look at this. 370 BC, 2370 BC. Flood of Noah's day. Okay, but check this shit out. 2370. Check this shit out. Come on, baby, step to me. Come on, work out, baby. Goddamn computer going slow. Okay. Let me go back up to the King's list. I just showed you the King's list. Okay? 2,000 years of continuous dynastic rule from Narmer to Seti the first, Seti Mem Ma'atra the first. Okay? That's 2,000 years. Okay? With no break, continuous bloodline. Okay? And 2370 BC, in which the flood was supposedly happen, is over. Okay? Wait a minute. The flood happened within that time frame. So if it was a flood, how the fuck is let me go back so y'all can see it. Let me go back so y'all can see it. I just wanted to come in so y'all can see me and see that this is live and that ain't nobody put on no motherfucking no recording and shit. Cause some niggas will put on a fucking recording and shit and be out there smoking crack and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to show motherfucker that I was really in the studio. Okay, let me share again. All right. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, now you seeing in the second module, flood of Noah's day, 2370 BCE. Okay, y'all see that? Now we go right back up here to the Abydos Kings list, and you can look that up, Abydos Temple in Egypt, and you will see the Kings list. you see that it's 2,000 years, 3,200 BC to 1,200 BC, a continuous bloodline. And 2370 BC falls within that time frame. So how the fuck is it a flood and it's a continuous goddamn bloodline for 2,000 years? Man, your boy, I swear to God. That diffuses Noah right there. That diffuses Noah ever having a goddamn flood at any time, and especially at that time. So we can prove right here, and I don't even understand why they would do that, because this is a white publication giving you the dates according to Hebrewism and Christianity of Japheth, Ham, Shem, Cush, sons of Japheth, Ham, and Shem is the sons of Noah, who supposedly repopulated the earth after the damn flood. Okay? So how in the fuck is Ham Egypt's father and the goddamn pyramids are standing in Egypt before Ham is goddamn born? How the fuck is his son gonna build pyramids before he give birth to the motherfucker? God damn. And how in the fuck you gonna have 2,000 years of continuous rule in Egypt and have a fucking flood at 2370 BC? You dumbass fool. That's ridiculous what the fuck niggas believe. Cracking that head. Cracking that head. Hold on, y'all. Let me show y'all this stuff. See, let me show y'all this. Israel is on the African continent. So when you look at the tectonic plates, do you see that? Do you see the coastline from the Red Sea? That's why you know that Sinai is Africa. That the Sinai Peninsula belongs to Africa, and also, goddamn it, Israel, Syria, and all that shit up to goddamn Turkey. All that is a part of the African plate. So now you know that that is a part of Africa. Okay? That is a part of Africa. Let me keep it moving. Keep it moving. What did it says that Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptian. What did he learn? Of course, that the sun was God. What does it say in Malachi 4? It says, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of righteousness arise with healing in his wings. Okay, then you can go to Psalms 84. For the Lord God is a sun and a shield. The Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk upright. So when you're talking about the Egyptian sun with the winged sun disk that's above the Egyptian temple, if Moses was learning all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and we ask you, what did he learn? He learned that of the winged sun disk, which ends up through inside of the Bible. See, this is Egyptian. Did God Yahweh give them that? And when you look at this particular verse, what do you notice? You notice, like, go back to Psalms. In Psalms, the sun is spelled with a lowercase, but in Malachi, it's spelled with a capital S, meaning that is a person, a place, a thing. It was meant to be God himself, that they worship the sun. You got this up out of Africa. You got this. So you cannot say that this was God inspired unless you saying the sun is the one that inspired you to do it. It wasn't no goddamn Yahweh. It wasn't no goddamn Yahweh. This is African teachings. Let me come on up out of there. Let me come on. Oh, I could keep it moving. I could keep it moving right here. So when I say, again, anthropomorphic, look at the bottom. That's anthropomorphic. What's at the top? Cosmological. What's at the top is the cosmological image of the sun. What's at the bottom? An anthropomorphic image of the sun. You see the two serpents right next to the brother, and you see the wings. So he is the anthropomorphic image of the sun. What is anthropomorphic? When you give human characteristics to unhuman things. So the creator is, God is the creator depicted as a man. Boy, thanks Sarah Seti for waking you niggas up. See, man's resurrection is the sun's resurrection. The sun is born every day. It goes to its zenith, and then it dies to be reborn the next day. The sun is the oldest resurrection story in creation, and man mimic creation because he knew by mimicking creation he would bring himself closer to the creator. Okay, that's what God is. It's created by man. Now, that's the African God. I'm dealing, but now when you dealing with the white man, you're dealing with a evil thing now. You're dealing with a Chucky-like thing. This ain't just no regular goddamn fucking Muppet. This Chucky, Yahweh Chucky, because he be whacking motherfuckers all over the place. For the Lord God is a sun, is a shield. So you got to see that the sun is actually the God. The anthropomorphic, the white man wants the power of God. He wants the veneration of God. He wants that veneration for himself because he is Lucifer. He is Lucifer. He wants all the glory for himself. Okay? So he's immolated. You go into the Jewish synagogue. When you go in there, ain't no motherfucking, no body. It's the sun up there. A pyramid in the sun is the symbol for Yahweh. Okay? You got this up out of Egypt. You're stealing up out of the symbolisms of our African ancestors. Okay? Look at here. See right there in the Jewish synagogue, you see the pyramid inside of the sun disk with the initials of Yahweh on there. Huh? We're going to work on these crackers. We're going to work on these niggas. You're going to sit up here and tell me about some fictional motherfucking cracker in the sky, and you motherfuckers got the sun right there in your holy of holies, and then you coon ass niggas on the street telling our goddamn people to worship a goddamn spook in the motherfucking sky. We got to wake up today. Look at this. Sun temples, even in your Christian mythology, in your Hindu. How do we know? Look, you can see they all stole from one another, first stealing from Africa. You can see the temple again of Abydos. You see the celebratory, what you call a clear story window at the top, where the sun come down and shine is raised in the temple, and you go to the run right to the right, which is a Christian Catholic in Rome, St. Peter's. You see right there, they stole it right from Egypt. You go right to the Jew, the synagogue, the sin of God, the sin of God, the synagogue, and the goddamn mosque all got the sun disk right there above their head. Who the fuck do you really believe in? Who do you worship? Okay? You didn't see they sitting in there giving you niggas all them goddamn pictures of these Peckerwoods as prophets and all of this shit, and you go right there in their temple and they worshiping the true and living God, which you directly connected to through your pineal gland. Won't you wake up, black man? Won't you wake up, black woman? Throw this shit away. Go back to the original. You created the original. Reconnect to your ancestors and move on to your greatness. You are the divine. You are the holy. You don't have to go to no other boot-licking, dick-licking ass shepherds and shit and crazy ass crackers, fucking babies and drinking blood and all kind of nastiness behind the scenes. So that's why I say when you looking at the God, the first thing you got to understand, who is the man speaking for God? Who is the man behind the curtain? What is the psychosis of the man behind the curtain? Why is he trying to steal my spirit? What is he trying to maliciously do to me? What is he trying to maliciously do to my spirit and my life and my children's life? You bitch niggas better wake up and ask these questions. If we cannot get you niggas to comply, you must go, because you will be used as a zombie, as an instrument of weaponry against your own people. And at that point, it's best for your ass to be in the ground, nigga, because you will not wake up under hardcore evidence. This shit cannot be disputed. Give a fuck what nobody say. Okay, I'm gonna show you some of the Greek shit in the Bible. Look at this. Elijah. Well, let me fix this one first. Let me go on in these motherfuckers. You asked for it. You asked for it. You asked for it, and I'm gonna give it to you. Let me go on in. Look at this. Elijah going up to heaven on a chariot of flames. Huh? And then you come over here and look at Apollo. Okay? We looking at the Greek mythology in the Old Testament. And you look at Elijah going up in a chariot of flames. And then you come over here and see Apollo in the chariot of flames. Okay? Helios in the chariot of flame, and come over here and see Elijah. You see the sun disk? You see the symbolism going up in a chariot of flame. So you see Egyptian and Greek mythology even in Elijah. Let me go to work. I'm not done. We ain't even close to being done. Let me show you the Greek shit. Let me show you the Greek shit. Hold on, my computer moving slow. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, computer. Let's go. Okay, look at this. Here we go. You're looking at the Greek in the Old Testament. We're looking at Samson and Hercules. Two quite obvious. God Yahweh rehashing myths. All of them are equally coming out of the same origin. But you can see right here that this is not no God-inspired story. This is a rehash story, and you should quit lying on some fuck God talking about he gave you this shit from the sky, and this shit been on the earth amongst many cultures for thousands of years. Why would God remix mythologies already created by men? Can't the almighty powerful God be any more original than that? Come on, let's go to work. Eve is Pandora, the first woman ever created in Greek mythology. So Pandora was the first woman created in Greek mythology. What did she do? She opened up the box with all the ills of the world in it. Told her ass don't open the box. She opened the box anyway. Just like Eve ate from the goddamn apple. Pandora and Eve is the same fucking story. Both in Greek mythology and Hebrew mythology, the woman was the fall of creation. Look at this. Now, Eve is also, what's her name? Oh my God, how did I do that? Pandora and Persephone, who was forced, I think the pomegranate was sacred to Hades, and she ate one of his sacred fruits, and she had to live 3 months of her life down in Hades with him. And I think that represents winter when she's in, because she's a goddess of spring, and when she is under the ground is winter, and when she comes back above ground, then it's summer and spring. So the pomegranate became the apple in Eve in the Genesis story. So I'm showing you the Greek mythologies within the Old Testament, which would disprove any Moses writing this shit, because if he did, he's plagiarizing. There's no damn doubt about it. He's plagiarizing. He's plagiarizing from Egypt. He's plagiarizing from Greece. He's plagiarizing from Mesopotamia. Let me keep moving. Let me come back up. Let me come back up. Let me come back up. Here we go. Here we go. We're looking at supposedly, I think this is supposed to be David playing a harp. This is right here on the walls of ancient Egypt. The first to create music. The first to create. The fucking white man came out the goddamn fucking cave on all fours. You know goddamn well he was not playing no music. And I know I don't need no whole hell of a lot of references to prove that to a motherfucker. Okay? So if you look at all of the imagery that they create from the Bible, it's just fictional animation, sanitation of something that they saw and they stole from somewhere else. So ain't no God inspired it, ain't no Moses inspired it. This is all a gumbo of religious mythologies from all over what you call today the Middle East. Look at Beth. This is at Philae, at the temple of Aset, Isis. Okay, and you got that one chapel in the back and got Bess on it. You see Bess playing the harp, okay, because he was a god of music and dance and harmony and merriment. Okay, and you see right here, David, a fictional goddamn cartoon. You ain't got one fucking wall with any original carving, any original alphabet of any Hebrew king, prophet, or anybody on the fucking planet. I'm sick of you niggas. And the Greek. The Greek is no different than the Hebrew. They have no original writings from any of the authors of any one of they so-called Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, whatever the fuck his name, Thales, Pythagoras, any of them. They have no original tunes. They have no original writings. Nobody heard of them motherfuckers until very recent when the white man got the printing press and made all that shit up. So you think that the white man had books? The white man didn't even have books until Gutenberg in the mid 1400s created the printing press for the European for the first time, and that's the only time they had books. So when you talking about some books from some Hebrews or some goddamn Greeks or some Romans and some crackers in the BC period, you telling a goddamn lie. They did not have an alphabet. They did not have paper. They did not have pen. They didn't even have a fucking good speakable language, let alone a written language. So you cannot prove at all that any of these people existed from a primary reference, a primary source, meaning coming from that individual's personal hand. You do not have any book from the original authors who claim to be the authors on any of them books in the Bible. Busting that ass. Getting on you niggas today. Look at this, Moses and the fucking brazen serpent. And you go right there, and when he puts the serpent up on the staff to heal the people who have disrespected God, and you could go right there and see Tahuti, the real lawgiver. Moses is the law stiller. He's not this lawgiver. He's the law stiller, because you could go right there and see the staffs of eternity of North and South Egypt, the United Kingdoms of Egypt, right there in the holy Neteru Tahuti, the God of wisdom, the God of understanding, the God of all mathematics, writings, sacred writings, letters, alphabet, institution, knowledge. This is the deity. So you're stealing off of the wall. So again, we cracking you. There is no Moses. He's a fictional character created to steal the sacred information from ancient Egypt. I wish you look at this. The one on the right is original. It's originally carved at the time of ancient Egypt, over 3,000 years ago. Primary reference. You do not have a primary reference for anything in the Bible. Let me keep it moving. And you see right here, the ram's horn. The ram's horn right there showing you also the worship of Canaan. And you go right here and you see the Hebrew priest blowing the ram's horn sacred to what we call today Canaan and Amun-Ra. And the ram was also sacred to Amun, okay? Also sacred to the God that you call today Amun is also sacred to that God, the ram. And you see, so when we say that Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and I asked the question, what did he learn? Then you can say they learned of the sacredness of the ram that they got up out of Egypt, and they still practice rituals today that they got out of Egypt, only in a literary sense. Not that they were physically there, but they got the concept from Egypt and deified it in a much later religion. And you got busted doing it because we been doing it, nigga. When the fuck is we gonna come to you and do your ritual? We invented this shit. We ain't gonna come through the back door of our own goddamn house. We coming through the front door, kick your ass out, nigga, and run the whole house. And I'm not gonna follow nobody but my people and myself. I'm not following no other man. I don't know why that would be hard to convince you dumbass niggas. But some of you niggas just made to be slaves. Okay, look at this. Blowing the shofar, the ram's horn, the secret worship of Amen in the Hebrew religion. Look at this. So, just to hit the Christians. So that's when the ram of God, what? Became the lamb of God. You better listen. That's when the ram of God became the lamb of God. Come on, let me jump down here. Let me get on this Moses. Let me get back on this Moses. Show you this Serapis shit. Show you this Serapis shit. Show you this Serapis shit. Look at this. Look at this. When they depict it, you can see that it's in these cracker psyche. We got to look behind the mind of the psychosis of the man behind, and he's a Serapis worshiper. He's a Serapis worshiper, and he created, even in the 10 Commandments with Charleston Heston, they gave Moses the depiction of Serapis. How the fuck is this African? How the fuck is this real? And this is Greek. I'm showing you Greek deities in the Old Testament. Moses is in the depiction of Serapis. And look right here, Adonis, the faggot Adonis, which they call is another name for Yahweh. Look it up. They cannot use the name Yahweh but for one day of the year. In all other days, they have to use the word Adonai. Adonai, which is taken from Adonis, which is the Greek homosexual god. I'm showing you the Greek. I showed you Pandora. I showed you Persephone. I showed you Hercules. Okay, I'm showing you Serapis. I'm showing you Adonai, Adonis. This is Greek. So if goddamn, and then you gonna give a motherfucker a religion that says put no gods before me, and you actually giving me the motherfucking God to worship? You got the God right there in the book. What the fuck is y'all talking about? The motherfucking Hebrews are Greeks. Trying to tell y'all niggas, them motherfuckers is Greek. When you look at a Greek, nigga, you looking at an Arab. Nigga, you looking at a Hebrew, nigga. Them is goddamn Arabs and Greeks. Them is goddamn Slavic, Russian type ass motherfuckers. And y'all motherfuckers talking about some goddamn black. Ain't none of them motherfuckers black. So you look right here, Adonis, Adrian Adonis. And it says, by early post-biblical times, the name Yahweh has ceased to be pronounced aloud, except once a year by the high priest in the Holy of Holies. On all other occasions, it was replaced by Adonai, meaning my Lord. Okay then. So Adonis is another derivative of Yahweh. Yahweh is another derivative of Adonis, a homosexual god in y'all fucking, woo, look it up. Look it up. If you can prove me wrong, bitch, prove me wrong. Call me up, bitch. Call me up. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, goddamn. And you know they homosexuals because David and Jonathan, look at this. David and Jonathan was biblical homosexuals. And this is 2 Samuel 1:26. I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant hast thou been unto me. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of women. I'll be goddamn. I'll be goddamn. Yahweh a faggot. Goddamn fucking David. Goddamn David. Not David. This David. I'll be goddamn David. You up there fucking Jonathan. And so look at this shit right there, Pat. And then they gonna say, nigga, you don't even compare a love, your love or respect for your brother with your woman. You don't even make no motherfucking comparison like that, nigga. That ain't even in the same. Stay in your lane, nigga. You are all out your lane. You didn't even have to make that motherfucking comparison, which lets me know it was sexual. Because that was an unnecessary comparison. If you my dog, nigga, I'm rolling with you, my dog, nigga. I ain't gonna compare you to my woman. It's comparable to the love of, nigga, I wouldn't even consider, I wouldn't even be in that frame of thinking. I would never have created, because that's way out of bounds. So that lets me know that it was sexual. You got homosexuality clearly in the Bible. Yahweh is being called Adonis, Adonai, a homosexual. All you have to do is put Adonis in Google, and ain't nothing but homosexual crackers gonna pop up. And you put in 2 Samuel 1:26, you will see where David was also a homosexual, laying with brother Jonathan. Shouldn't have did that. Shouldn't have did that. Y'all tripping. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. We're going to show you again, as I just showed you before. You can see right here the depiction in the 16th chapel of Yahweh is in the depiction of Serapis, of Zeus. Zeus is the mold for all European deity, even Serapis. Zeus is the mold, okay? So when you come over and it says, and God beat the heavens out like a metal sheet. See? So that's Hephaestus. That's the Greek god Hephaestus, or what they call Vulcan. Okay? When you talking about God on the Mount Sinai, in fire, in lightning, in smoke. Okay? That's Zeus. That's Hephaestus in the mountain. Vulcan is also in the mountain. So they worship mountains and they worship fire. They worship fire and they worship mountains. This is Greek. This is goddamn European. So I'm showing you that Yahweh is also Hephaestus. He's also Zeus with lightning and clouds, and he sits upon a mountain. Look right here, Zeus upon the mountain with lightning and fire and smoke. Okay? And you're looking at Zeus. Hey, Zeus. Jesus in Spanish. Hey, Zeus. Okay? This is no fucking coincidence that two major deities got the same fucking name. And so you can see right here with Moses and his horn. And you can see that that's a depiction of Pan. It's Greek. No God gave it because there is no God. Okay? It's not God inspired because we can show clearly that all of the fucking myths can be traced to its origin. And it's not goddamn God. This part right here is Greek. The other part is Egyptian. Look right here of Odin. The Odin. And look to the left. This is fucking Moses. They trying to use his hair to make the horns, but it's a fucking depiction of Odin. They always keep the same fucking face for all of their deities. Okay? And when you look at Jesus, you look at Yahweh, you look at Moses, you look at any of them goddamn prophets, they all look like the same common face of all European major deities. Serapis, Zeus looking ass fucking deity. Look at this. Look at the 16th chapel, your God, and look at this crazy ass peckerwood right here. Look like he done snorted about 2-3 lines. You understand? Before he went in there and preached that garbage to them goddamn people. That's who you worship. You worship a man. And just like he looked like him, he talked for him. Just the same goddamn way. There is no God. All gods were created by men. All religions were created by men. Where is yours? Where is your God? Where is your religion that speaks for you and your goddamn condition? Speaks to everybody else is chosen in a religion, and a God loved them and choose them. Where is your God that loves you and has chosen you? You have disconnected yourself from that God that loves you and chose you to be the most high, the most chosen of the planet, not only the planet Earth, of the universe. You're connected directly to that creator, the sun, which is producing that rich melanin that goes all throughout your body, which is a conductor of cosmic divine energy that transmutes all throughout the body via melanin and electricity. Thought, fire atoms, sparking that melanin. Just like when you spark oil, nigga, and it flame up, nigga, you flame up the mind, you flame up the spirit when you spark that melanin with that thought, that electric thought that's coming from them fire atoms in your mind. Let's keep it moving. Let me show you some of the Persian in the motherfucker. Because you know Zoroastrianism is fire worship. So what supposedly led the Hebrews out of Egypt? A fucking flame, a flame of fire. What, you know, even when they was in desert, outside the Ark of Covenant was fire. God was represented in the flame of fire. That's Zoroastrianism. So see right here where God is depicted as a flame above the 10 Commandments, you go right into Zoroastrianism. You see the flame leads them out of Egypt. That's Zoroastrianism. You can see them right now today still practicing some of those ancient traditions, even coming up out of Persia. Let me come out. Let me keep it moving. And you can see right here, just to prove that they was white, look at how they did ISIS when they came in. The white man just carved the face out. And then you look at Moses destroying the image of the black one, and you see the cow horns above ISIS' head, Set's head. And you see the sun disk just like you see on the golden calf, showing you that is the institution of the holy black mother. And here come these nasty, no good ass peckerwoods. That's how you know the Bible is the crackers book, because of all of the fingerprints, the wicked mental DNA fingerprints that these crackers have been practicing down through the ages. If you look to the right, you see how they treat their women. They cavemen and they beat that bitch and drag her by her head. And when they came into Africa, they was shocked to see that women were treated with such high respect and veneration and worship, and they went insane and began to destroy the worship of the woman all over Egypt and Africa. We got to wake up. We got to understand that the religion is killing the institution of the black woman. We cannot stand for this. We must put our investment, time, energy, money into our woman, into our child. That image on the left that you see partially destroyed is the greatest image to the black man. If you don't have your woman, if you do not have your children, then you are not a king. You are not a king. And the only way for you to be a king is to have a throne. And since I set the black woman is the throne, the only way for you to be a rightful king is to be right with your woman, to protect her, defend her, and promote the institution of black womanhood, black motherhood, black woman divinity. We got to promote that at the highest level of all education and at the lowest levels of all education. This is in Egypt right here. This is supposed to be the scene of Moses. So if they had anything in Egypt, they've been in Egypt for 400 years, what did you leave? If y'all left anything, why would y'all have to create fictional cardboard makeshift goddamn creations to pull off a lie? You don't have any original structures in Egypt, so stop saying you built this and you built that. If you motherfuckers had built anything, you would not be making fictional cardboard structures like on a goddamn movie set to pull off a lie. If you had the proof, it would stand right there just as the pyramids. You don't have that, and so we must dismiss that you ever built anything in Egypt because you don't exist. We knock your God down. We knock Moses down. We're not done. We knocking him down now. We're gonna continue to knock him down. Hold on. I'm not done. Where that Adam and Eve at? Okay? Where that they'll one right here. Here we go. Let's get to this. So you see that Adam and Eve got on and that they were drove out of Eden, which is Ethiopia. And once you understand that they were driven out, you have to understand that Africans have never been driven out of Africa. Even though we have been enslaved and carried all over the world, but the majority of our people have always remained on the continent of Africa. So we were never driven out. I don't know what the hell I was trying to spell at the top of that motherfucker. I think I was trying to spell cracker. Let me get that right. All right. Let me get that right. Okay. And so that means that they were non-African. Okay. You get in there and Cain and supposed to be the first man and woman and goddamn had 2 babies, Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. And then you have Seth. And then Cain, once he killed Abel, he flees off to the land of Nod, finds a fucking wife, have children. His sons marry wives. Where the fuck did all these people come from? This is not the creator. This is not the all-powerful creator that I know that would make such silly motherfucking mistakes like that. Do not be sacrilegious and blaspheme creation with this silly shit. This has nothing to do with the creator and creation. This is the weakness of man as he lies and shows the shame of who he is. Adam and Eve are white people, cavemen. They came into Africa and were chased out by the sun. This is what the record says. And they were forbidden ever to come back in. And you know what the being forbidden is? Being denied melanin. You cannot come into Africa and stay without being punished severely because you lack melanin. That was original sin. It had nothing to do with you African people. Wake up. So goes Adam and Eve, so goes Genesis. So goes Genesis, so goes Islam, so goes Christianity, so goes Jesus. It is for this sin that, Jesus is supposedly was born, died, and resurrected. So he died and resurrected for the sins of white people not having no goddamn melanin. He did not die for black people. Jesus' bloodline goes back to Adam and Eve, which means that Jesus was a caveman, a Greek, just like his goddamn Adam and Eve ancestors. And if Noah come from Adam and Eve, and if Abraham come from Adam and Eve, and if Judah come from Adam and Eve, then they were fucking cavemen, just like their goddamn cracker ancestors, Adam and Eve. And when they were put out, they were denied re-entrance. We have always been in Ethiopia. We will always remain in Ethiopia. And once it was made clear that they were put out of Eden and were and never to return, then you know that's not African people, because we have been in Africa and will always remain in Africa. We were never put out. So this is a white man's story. So goes Genesis, so goes the Bible. So goes Adam and Eve, so goes everybody on the after they were put out, then came what? The flood. They had to wash away their shame. They had to wash away the fact that we had been here for millions of years. So they came up with a flood to wash away all of our millions of years of ancient history. And when the flood receded, the boat landed on Mount Ararat. And from that point, that became the central point of location for people in the world. Noah re-peopled the world. He repopulated the world. And it's from Mount Ararat that starts. So Mount Ararat becomes the new Garden of Eden because the old one has been washed away. That's why you got to get rid of the God shit so you can get to the real story. Because now when I ask you what's the psychosis of the man behind the curtain, you see what he was trying to hide. They've been shameful of the fact that they've been without melanin, which means they are disconnected from the Creator, that they are cursed. They say they chose, but they cursed because they went out in shame. Knocking down Adam and Eve, y'all. Showing you that Mount Ararat is in Turkey, in the Caucasus Mountains. And who come from the Caucasus Mountains? Caucasians. Busting that ass. See? So look at this, the home of the white race. And then you look at Mount Ararat, the home of the white race. And then you look at Mount Ararat, it's in the same area. The descent of savages into Cushite land. See? So they couldn't pull this off in the beginning of the story, these two white peckerwoods, because you know goddamn well the sun would have burnt the motherfucking skin off of their back. So that's not real. You cannot put two crackers in Ethiopia, the land of burnt faces. So they had to change the point of location for the origin of man to Mount Ararat. Noah became the new Adam, okay? And the old world was washed away. All the world of our ancient history. So when you look, you see the pyramid at the top is Mount Ararat. Supposedly, Noah and his family first went into Babylonia, which was built by Nimrod, the son of Ethiopia. That's funny. But that's why they tried to say that Mesopotamia came first. Y'all got to understand. That's why I'm trying to show y'all all the players on the board. So what you got to understand, that they created the flood myth to hide their shame. The shame of the fact that they were put out of the Holy Land because they did not have no melanin. I want y'all to get this shit up today. The facts is hardcore. I'm rocking the house today. Y'all call me on one of my most excellent days. I'm busting that ass. Busting that ass. Ain't no God gave you this shit. Okay? This is why they tried to say that Mesopotamia came, which is a lie. Which is a goddamn lie, because I already proved that the pyramids was on the planet before Noah. On the planet before Noah. Okay? So it didn't start with no Ham having no Egypt. That's a fictional lie. That's a fictional lie. Let me keep it moving. Where I want to go. Where I want to go. Hold on. I ain't done. I ain't done. Hold on. Hold on. Come on, computer. I ain't done. I ain't done. Hold on. Oh yeah. I got to put that there. I got to put that there. I got to show y'all that. Right here. Yeah, I got to come. Let me bring that down. Got to bring that down. Got to bring that down right quick. And it's key that I didn't show what's very key, very key, is Mount Ararat is right in the area of Khazaria. Right there in the area. That just, I'm giving y'all some profound information today. See, what I did, I can't give it all to y'all at one time, but I'm confident that I was in the order that I needed to be in to pull the God off the book, pull the magic off the book, destroy the God myth, understand that it's a man controlling God. It's a man behind the curtain speaking for God. What is the psychosis of that God? I mean, of that man? What is his psychosis? What is his psychology? What is his motive? What is he trying to pull off here? And you can see that Mount Ararat is in the land of Khazaria, the white Jew of today, proving it. I'm showing y'all some very serious information today. This information was, even though they talking about BC, this shit was created in the fucking 1400s. You know what I'm saying? This shit is very recent. You can't just jump in the book and believe anything. It's these fucking Jews. Now we getting to the men behind the curtain. We getting to the psychosis. We getting to the man with his hand in the God back. We getting to the real shit, and you got to do this with every fucking religion. When it say God, God, you got to automatically say, who is the man behind the curtain? Who is trying to steal my spirit? Who is trying to disconnect me from the Creator? Who is trying to stop me from fulfilling my divine destiny? You got to ask these questions. You got to ask, and you must get to the psychosis behind the man. What is he trying to do to the people? And if they are out here, and most religions are feeding off the people, you must shout at the top of your lungs the truth on what God is, what religion is, no matter how this society look at you. When you say these things, you might be outcasted, but the truth must be spoken by any means necessary. We cannot continue to let these white Jews, Pharaoh showed much how the Jews just created this shit. And so this is a connection to what he said. These are those Jews. These are those Khazarians, or what they call Ashkenazi, which are German Jews, Slavic Jews. See, Khazaria is right there, basically the home of the cracker, you know, home of the cracker, and you see Mount Ararat. So we have proven that right there, that they tried to wash away our ancient history. They tried to move the Holy Land from Ethiopia to Mount Ararat into Caucasus Mountains, Caucasus white man area, so they could redirect the spiritual power to their people and take it from our people. Okay, and we are the original and will always be the God, the Creator's chosen. As long as we have melanin and our pineal is connected to the sun, we are the chosen. As long as we have the woolly spiral of the universal power, the power of the spiral, which is the black man's hair texture, which is the symbol of universal, whether it's the spinning of the sun, the spiral of the sun, the spiral of tornadoes, of hurricanes, the spiral of anything with power. The DVD, the CD is all the spiral energy, and your hair is the natural diagram, the natural symbol of cosmic power. Okay? You are the chose of the what we call the Most High, which is the sun. Let me show y'all some more things. Let me show y'all some more things. Look at heaven. We're talking about this is heaven. Okay? This is heaven. What is it? Was a perfect earthly city. So again, God living in houses. God got gates. God got stairs. God, look, they even got fucking obelisks. They even got obelisks in heaven. I don't, what the fuck? These motherfuckers even got obelisks in heaven. But what's the difference from heaven than Asgard? See, this is Asgard from the Nordic Vikings in heaven. It's no different. Okay? So quit saying that God inspired you to write mythologies that were already written. They were already written before you wrote your book. So why would God give you plagiarized stories from mortal men? I have proven that is not God inspired. Okay? I've proven that. Okay? I've proven that. Let me show you something now. Let me come up here. Here you go. Oldest Hebrew manuscript. The Apello Codex 920 CE and the Leningrad Codex 1008 CE. 1008 CE were the oldest Hebrew language manuscripts of the Tanakh. In 1947, the finding of the Dead Sea Scrolls at Qumran pushed the manuscript history of the Tanakh back a millennium from the two earliest complete codices. So you had to find some. So if Moses lived at the time of Ramesses and Seti at 1200 BC, if you look at the Leningrad Codex at 1008 CE, that's over 2,000 years. That's 2,000 years where you have nothing. And then all of a sudden, in 1008, you got a codex. Or in 920, even at 920, that's almost 2,000 years. And even with the Dead Sea Scrolls at 200, 300 AD, that still would leave 1,000 years between Moses and the oldest Hebrew manuscript. So right there, that just, I mean, you know goddamn well, use your common sense. Ain't no way for 2,000 years you got, and where did the fuck you get the information from? I mean, you just made this shit up. You made it up because you didn't have nothing. You didn't have nothing. You just made this shit up. You just made it up. Now look, this is another thing. The death of Moses. Fraudulent authorship. I didn't knock the God down. I didn't knock the religion down. I'm digging in Moses, showing you that Moses knew I'm going to go back to the life of Moses. Okay? Now, this is Deuteronomy 34, the death of Moses. And it says, and Moses, I'm starting at 5, verse 5. And Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in Moab, as the Lord has said. He buried him in Moab, in the valley opposite Bet Peor. But to this day, no one knows where his grave is. Moses was 120 years old when he died. Yet his eyes were not weak, nor his strength gone. Now ask yourself, if Moses wrote Deuteronomy, do you think he would be writing of his own death and burial? Fool! So I'm knocking some very critical shit down. I didn't knock God down. Now I'm knocking down, which when I knock the God down, that knocks down the myth that the book is God inspired. Now I'm dealing with the authorship of the book by Moses. And I'm showing you that no such man, such as Moses, wrote the book. Why would this man write of his own fucking death and burial? And why would he write in third person? Then Moses climbed Mount Nebo. What the fuck is you writing in third person for? If it's you, I climbed Mount Nebo. Not them Moses climbed. Nigga, it spoke in third person. Okay? And then he writes of his own death and burial. This is preposterous. This is preposterous. So we have proven that Moses did not write the first 5 books of the Bible, which would diffuse the fact that he ever lived, because we don't have no books from the time period in which he lived, which we just proved that the 2 oldest books is 2,000 years older than when Moses was on the planet. And then the man writes of his own death and burial. He's a bad motherfucker to be able to do that. So he did not write. So that shows that the premise that the first 5 books of the Bible was written by this prophet in the book called Moses is fraudulent. He did not write it. So on that premise, you must disavow everything in the first 5 books of the Bible, because the authorship under the premise on which it was given, that Moses received this information on top of the mountain. We see now that there were other authors that wrote the book. So the premise within the book is void. It's void. Ain't no Moses went up on no mountain, ain't got no commandments. All of it is fictional story created from different mythologies from around the world, Egypt, Greece, Persia. It was not God inspired. There is no Moses. The flood was a way to wash away all the great history of African people before the white man came into history. Okay? Ham is not the father of Egypt. And wait a minute. Before I get out of here, I must show you the curses of African people in the Bible. But I've shown you that the authorship is fraudulent. The God is fraudulent. Noah is fraudulent. You created the flood story, so Noah is fraudulent. I showed you that Adam and Eve are cave people, and that's why they relocated the home of God from the Garden of Eden in Ethiopia to Mount Ararat in the Caucasus Mountains, where the Khazarians, the Khazars, the Ashkenazi homeland is at. And so they created it and moved the Holy Land out of Ethiopia into Khazaria, and moved it into Mesopotamia, and moved it into Israel when they know that the original Holy Land was Africa. Okay? Now, I say keep focused about the psychosis of the man behind the curtain, because I'm about to go out. We got to look at the players on the board. We got to look at all the players on the board. Okay? As Noah had 3 sons. Ham is supposed to be in the African. I'm going to read some right here. Ham, or Cham, burnt, swarthy, black, the youngest son of Noah. One day Noah had drunk wine. Ham perceived his parent lying in his tent with his person exposed, his dick out, which he ridiculed. Some say they raped him. Noah, when he awoke, was informed of his sin, said, "Cursed be Canaan. A servant of servants shall he be to his brethren." Ham was the father of Cush, Ethiopia, Mizraim, Egypt, Punt, Somaliland, and Canaan, which is modern day Israel. Okay? It is believed that he had Africa for his inheritance and that he peopled it, but he dwelt in Egypt. Africa is called the land of Ham in several places of Psalms. Okay, then. So in this don't mean that it's true, but in the Bible, Ham is considered the African. He is the father of the African. And you see, the book opens up, he's already cursed. The very patriarch of the African people is cursed from day one. Canaan is cursed. So you see that Canaan, the Canaanites are Africans. Their father is swarthy, and Canaan's father Ham is burnt, swarthy, and black. And his brother is Cush, Ethiopia, which stands for burnt face. So you have to understand that the Canaanites are Africans, that they're black. And this God is commanding the Israelites to conquer Canaan and kill all of the African people. Yes, yes. Why do you not know this? Why do you not? Wait a minute. Let me move forward. Ham, it is believed that he had Africa for his inheritance and that he peopled it, but he dwelt in Egypt. Okay. Let me, where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? Ethiopia. Let me go to Ethiopia. Let me go to Ethiopia. Okay. Which is another son of Egypt. Okay. Lying to south of Egypt, corresponding to what is now called the Sudan. I want y'all to know that these books that I'm using right here, this is the People's Bible Encyclopedia, the People's Publication Society, biographical, geographical, historical, and doctrinal illustration by nearly 400 engraving maps. So this is a white man's Bible encyclopedia. So I want y'all to know that. And so you got to understand when they say that Ethiopia, they're not talking about the Ethiopia of today. Ethiopia in the ancient world was Sudan, was the Nubian. Burnt faces, Ethiopia. So Ham and Ethiopia mean the same thing. So Canaan, Egypt, and Punt were the land of black people, according to the book. Okay? And it's called Sudan, country of the blacks. It was known to the Hebrews. The name Cush is found in the Egyptian keys, evidently applied to the same territory. So you seeing that Ethiopia, Cush, country of burnt faces. You see Ham, burnt, swarthy, and black. So the Canaanites are black, and so is the Egyptians. Okay, now let me come up here and show you what God tells the Israelites to do. Look at this. Well, this is one of the cursed be Canaan. The lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers. These is the Africans. These is the blacks. These is the swat. He also said, praise be to the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem. And may Canaan be the slave of Japheth. Japheth and Shem. Slaves. These are Africans. Do you understand this? Canaan is the brother of Egypt and Ethiopia. These are black people, according to the Bible, and this so-called fictitious. That's why you got to shoot the God down and already be looking for the man behind the scene. And the man who benefits most from it is the man who usually you say God of Shem. You got to understand that usually whoever the Shem is, that man today is the one writing the book. because he's the one benefiting from the goddamn book. We're slaves. We're cursed in the book. So the so-called white Ashkenazi Jew and these Peckerwoods are benefiting from this fake ass God. Now we know who the man behind the curtain is because we understand the psychosis of the man. He wants the land. He wants the land for himself. He don't have no land. And I'm going to end geographically, why they want Egypt. Now, this is coming up out of the white cracker Jew Talmud. This is the curse of Canaan in the Talmud, which is another fictional book created by these Ashkenazi German crackers, Khazarian, Khazar ass crackers, trying to steal the spirits of the world of all African people. Well, goddamn it, as long as General Sire, I'm gonna be busting y'all ass. There's no way you got a scholar that could defeat me. I will open y'all motherfuckers up like a can of goddamn sardine. Okay? Now, I cannot beget the fourth son whose children I will have ordered to serve you and your brothers. Therefore, it must be Canaan, your firstborn, whom they enslaved. And since you have disabled me, doing ugly things in the blackness of night, Canaan's children shall be born ugly and black. Moreover, because you twisted your head around to see my nakedness, your grandchildren's hair shall be twisted into kinks and their eyes red. Again, because your lips jested at my misfortune, there shall swell, and because you neglected my nakedness, they shall go naked, and their male members shall be, listen to this, their male members shall be shamefully elongated. Big dicks. This is in the Talmud. That's a part of the curse. Well, I like that goddamn curse. I like that curse, being shamefully elongated. Men of this race are called Negro. Their forefather Canaan commanded them to love theft and fornication, to be banded together in hatred of their masters, and never tell the truth. This is in the white Ashkenazi Jew Talmud right now. So let's do this. Let's do this now. Now, Deuteronomy 20, 16, 18. But in the cities of these people that the Lord your God is giving for you for an inheritance, you shall save alive nothing that breathes. You shall save alive nothing that breathes, but you shall devote them to complete destructions, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, as the Lord God has commanded, that they may not teach you to do according to all their abominable practices that they have done for their God, and so you sin against your God. So when you see the Canaanites are the Africans, and it says you shall save alive nothing that breathes, you know who they talking about. They're talking about the blacks. They're talking about the Africans in the Bible. Deuteronomy 2:34, and we capture all his cities at that time and devoted to destruction. Every city, men, women, children, we left no survivors. Deuteronomy 3:6, and we devoted them to destruction, as we did Sihon, the king of Geshban, devoting to destruction every city, men, women, and children. Okay? Let me keep it moving. This is talking about, I just talked about the destruction of Canaan. Let's talk about Egypt. Let's talk about Ethiopia. I just talked about Ham. The whole family is cursed. The whole African tribe is cursed. Ezekiel 30. The word of God came again unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy. Let me get down. And the sword shall come upon Egypt, and the great pain shall be in Ethiopia, when the slain shall fall in Egypt, and they shall take away her multitude, and her foundation shall be broken. Ethiopia and Libya and Lydia, and all the mingled people, and Chub, and the men of that land that is in league shall fall with them by the sword. Thus saith the Lord, they also that uphold Egypt shall fall, and the pride of her power shall come down. From the tower of Seir shall they fall in it by the sword, said the Lord God. See, it's the Lord God that's ordaining curses on Ethiopia, on Egypt, on Canaan, on Ham. Kill everything, slay everything. All of the tribes of Africans in the Bible are cursed. How could you call this God your God when you are being eradicated and exterminated in the book? The God has no love for African people. Yahweh hates African people. Fuck Yahweh and the Bible. Why do they want this land? Because they created the fictional God to get the land. We're getting to the psychosis behind the man who speaks for God. Who is God? God is the man who speaks for God. And that man will put his psychosis, his mental aspirations in the mouth of the God. Just like the ventriloquist puts his aspirations and his psychosis into the mouth of the ventriloquist dummy. They wanted our riches. They wanted our land. They wanted Israel. They wanted Egypt. Why did they want it? To control the world. To control the world, family. Let me show you what I mean. Let me show you what I mean. And I'm going to end with that. Let me open up the military geography, because I probably have a better map. Oh, you know what? I'll just bring it up. I'll just bring it up on here. This good enough. This good enough. This good enough. It's good enough right here. Okay? So when you're looking at Egypt, I'm about to show y'all why, one of the main reasons why the British Jews, the Ashkenazi Jews, all over the world, why they fought for this land. Number one, when you look at Egypt and you look at so-called Israel, they are sitting directly in the middle of the known world. What do I mean by the middle of the known world? Egypt is the most powerful because Egypt has a northern coastline. You can see down there on the Mediterranean, and it also has an eastern coastline, which is the Red Sea. And with a canal cut between Egypt, you could sail from the Mediterranean through the Red Sea over into Eastern Asia, India, and China. This is the most economically rich waterway in the world, okay? And whoever controls Egypt controls the center of the world. And from a military standpoint, if you control Israel and Egypt, you can basically attack any nation on the planet. You can transport, export, and import resources from East Asia and all of that, through this canal. But without that canal, you don't have the world trading waterway. You don't have it, because if Egypt shut it down, you would have to sail all the way around Africa to get to your riches in India and China. And so that is why it's so necessary to have Egypt in Israel to keep that waterway open. If you cut France, when Napoleon went into Egypt, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to cut the British off from his colonies over in East Asia, such as India. That's the waterway. That's the economic powerhouse waterway of the known world. Egypt is the center of the world. And so these motherfuckers then created all type of mythologies that will give them some legitimate ownership to those lands. And so they created a fictional God to ordain them to kill the original people of the land, to take over this most powerful geographical area, kill the Africans to take the land. And so the God becomes the strong man, becomes the fictional character that gives the white man not only right to take over your spirit, but take over the economic, take over the land of the people, and parlay the world into an economic powerhouse. So this is one of the reasons why they had to create a myth where God gave them that land, so that they would have ownership to one of the most powerful geographical areas on the earth. I'm sorry, Judaism. I am sorry, Hebrew. You are done today. You are done today. I worked out on you, motherfucker. I worked out on y'all. I worked out on y'all. Hold on. Let me come back. Let me come back. Let me come back. All right. Pharaoh, you in the house, baby?
Yo, got that whole thing.
All right, baby. I think I proved my point pretty well. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want the rest of the information, because I could go on and on, you would have to get it in the class, because we cannot go on and on. But I hit Moses, I hit Noah, I hit Adam and Eve, I hit God. I proved that the book is not God inspired. That's the premise of the book. There is no God, that God is the creator dressed up in human attributes. Okay, just like it ain't no man in the moon, it ain't no man in the sky. I proved the fraudulent authorship of the first 5 books of the Bible, that they were not created by Moses, because Moses never could write of his own death and burial. So that disproves anything that the Moses said he did in the book, because Moses didn't write the book. And so this was not an eyewitness account. I proved that the oldest manuscripts are 2,000 years older than when Moses supposedly walked the planet. I proved that Adam and Eve were white people, that they were European, they were caveman uniform, put out the Garden of Eden, which is Ethiopia, because they did not have melanin, and that they were forbidden to ever come back in. This was the condemnation of them never having melanin. So they could never come into Africa without the curse continuing to blaze their ass. So when it says that they were put out, that was not African people, because African people have always been in Africa. And even though we were enslaved, we were never put out. We're still there today. So that's Adam and Eve's story is not us. It proves that they tried to wash away our history with the flood story and redirect the home of the Lord, the home of God, the home of the chosen African race to Mount Ararat, and redirect it to Mesopotamia, which we will prove that Nimrod, who was the son of Ethiopia, is the one that founded, which I could go back, but I won't do, which founded Mesopotamia. So it's very ridiculous that motherfuckers would say that Mesopotamia started Egypt. That's a lie. Nimrod, son of Ethiopia, burnt face from Africa, started Babylon, Babel. And see, another thing, that's another curse, because we always saying, obey Babylon. Even the Rastafarians and all of that, and they each supposed to be from Ethiopia, and this, that, and the Canaanites are they brothers. So how did you end up with the oppressor's religion against the extermination of your own brother? The Canaanites were brothers to the Ethiopians. You see what I'm saying? So I prove that the Bible is totally anti-African, that all of the African players, Ham, Ethiopia, Canaan, Egypt, are all cursed in the Bible, speaking of the destruction of our people. Okay, so that destroys the fact that this is a psychotic. The man behind the curtain is the white man, psychotic, coming out of the caves, not having nothing but the animal skin on his back, needing validation to take what did not belong to him. The Bible proves that Canaan originally belonged to African people. It also teaches that Egypt and Ethiopia are brothers. And the passages, the definitions were clearly out of a white man's encyclopedia, that Ham and Ethiopia were black, which means that the Canaanites were black, which means that when the Israelites went to conquer Canaan and committed genocide on men, women, and children, that those men and women and children were African people. Wow. Wow, family.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
Wow.
And they would have got away with it too.
Almost got away with it. You had some powerful information, man. Pharaoh, I had to pat you on the back. You pat me on the back. Good shit, man. I think we rocked the motherfucking house today. You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank all the family for coming out. Come to the next one, the Christianity. You're not going to get no rehash. You know, stay with the series. You know, because I'm not going over this God concept as much as this was the first one, Judaism. When y'all understand, y'all supposed to take that automatically. When I go to Christianity, what's your prerequisite question? Who is the man behind the curtain? What is he trying to do to my spirit? Why? What methods and traps is he trying to use? And what is his psychosis? What is he trying to actually achieve? Fuck the God. Look for the man behind the curtain that's any religion. Now, you might find your ancestor, but that's divine. If it's not indigenous from your ancestors, you must treat that shit like toxic waste, because that's exactly what it is. Because each one of them white men is like a Jim Jones, a motherfucking Charles Manson, and it's just like I said, like McDonald's. Once you understand, you see that shit that they putting in them hamburgers, you stop eating that. And when you see what these men, these wicked men on this planet is putting in these religions, you stop fucking with them religions like you stop fucking with them goddamn hamburger places. Okay? You are divine. The black woman is God. Her womb is divine and holy. Her children are divine and holy. Throw that original sin shit away. You are connected to the Creator. You were born that way. The Creator would never have allowed you to be born into this world without everything you needed to survive and thrive and excel in this world. You were born with that. The Creator was always in you. You were just disconnected mentally. Reconnect and begin to explore your divinity. See how you are synchronized with the universe. The universe is in you. You are in the universe. Study self. Study the cosmos. Bring yourself closer to the cosmos. By studying creation, you bring yourself closer to the Creator. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.